Hey everyone, Allison here, and I am back with day number 16 of my Granny Square day from the Granny Square Flowers card deck. So this is 50 different floral designs, and today's design is the lily, and it is another 3D motif. The reason that I chose this one to do on camera is because these petals are so dimensional. It looks like they're standing straight up. And I'm sure there is some fun techniques on the back there for us to explore. So let's take a look at the diagram. So I see here that we've got, it almost looks like there's two rounds for the beginning color, and it's not though. We've got, it's all single crochets going into I'm going to do a magic circle. They start with a chain 4 method, but if you see here, you do your first single crochet into the ring, and then the second one is bolded, and that indicates where we're attaching the solid, well, the square, the base. But then you see after this second single crochet, there's a chain of 3, and then you put another single crochet in there. So the next round, none of the stitches that you make actually go into these initial single crochets. The single crochets are only, you're going to be attaching your square at the end into these single crochets, but everything goes into these chains that you're creating, and all the petals are then created from that. So that's really interesting. Okay, let's take a look at the colors that the random wheel generated. So I'm starting with toasted coconut, and then my next round is going to be rose shadow. The really like three-dimensional part of the flower is going to be harvest pumpkin, and then the solid square at the end is going to be lemon ice. So kind of a fun color combo we've got going here. So let's start with our magic ring, and then I need 12 single crochets into my magic ring with those chain 3s every 3 single crochets. Let's take a look here. So I do 2 single crochets, chain 3, 2 single crochets. So every 2 single crochets I need to do a chain 3. And all this goes into my magic ring. So we got 1. Just gonna pull my ring a little bit tighter. It gives me more control. So 1, 2 single crochets, chain 3. I need to put 2 more single crochets into my magic ring, chain 3. 2 more single crochets, pull that ring again, chain 3, and then just keep going. So I need to have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sort of 6 chain 3s. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that was my 6th. So after my 6th, I don't need to do a single crochet, because I should have 12 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, so I just joined to my first single crochet. Things got a little bit twisted there. Just going to join to my first single crochet, and then I can cut off my yarn. That is my tail. That's not going to help me join. Okay, so that is round 1. So we got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chain 3 spaces, and now everything else is going to go into those chain 3 spaces. So next color is Rose Shadow. And if we look at the diagram, we're attaching at this single crochet, and then we chain. And so then into that chain 3 space, we put a single crochet, a half double, a double, a treble, then we chain 1, and then we reverse that. So treble, double, half, single. And then we chain 1 to get to the next chain 3 space, and we repeat that. So we're going to repeat that all the way around. So I am attaching here. Oh, hang on. Let's get this right. Okay, now everything goes into my chain 3 space. Now I am going to work over my pink tail just to sort of secure it. So I've got a single, half, double, double, treble. Treble starts with 2 yarn overs, chain 1, treble, double. It's like a lot of stitches to fit into that space, but if you need to, just kind of push them aside. So I've done my half, and then I got a single. Then I'm going to chain 1 and go to my next chain 3 space and repeat that. And I'm going to work that all the way around. So I'm just finishing up the last, like the downward repeat on my last petal. I've done the treble, now the double, the half double, and the single. Chain 1, and then we're going to attach to that first stitch of the round. And I can cut off my yarn. As you can see, it's very curly. Now my center hole has grown just from me sort of pulling everything. I'm not worried about that because I can cinch that. As when I when I sew in my ends, I can cinch it and make it smaller. I'm not worried about these petals. Like, it's meant to be curly and not sit flat. That is the whole point of these 3D flowers. The other thing that I have found with other flowers, and let's see if I have any to show you, when they are 3D, If we look at this one that I did a few days ago, it was feeling quite scrunched and curly after I attached it to the square, but after I blocked it, it's laying flat. I mean, it's still 3D, so it comes off the back, but it's not like scrunched up and looking weird, if that makes sense. So anyways, I'm not worried about how this looks right now. After I block it, and I will share all my blocked photos in my stories eventually, it will look just fine. Okay, so that is round 2. Now it is time to switch to Harvest Pumpkin and tackle round 3. So let's take a look at round 3 real quick. So where are they asking us to attach round 3? Here. Oh, and of course it was off camera when I found it. So here is where they're asking you to attach round 3. And so you put a single crochet on top of the single and the half double crochet. You put a half double crochet on top of the double crochet. And then onto the treble, you put 2 doubles. And then into the chain space, you put a treble crochet. Oh, it looks like a picot stitch. Chain 3. Slip stitch back into the top of the treble, and you do another treble. I'm just going to confirm that that's what the picot abbreviation is, or the symbol is. So if you come over into your little booklet, it explains all the different symbols. And yes, that's a picot right there. So you have this filled in dot and then the abbreviation for chains. And I can see that on this as well. There's a filled in dot and then 3 chains. So that means that I do my first treble, I chain 3, I slip stitch back into the top of that treble, and I do another treble right into this chain space. And then I move down and I do the decrease on the other side. I am slip stitching into my chain before starting my next petal. Okay, so let's take a look at what that looks like. This is going to be fun. It's a whole lot of stitches going into a whole lot of stitches. All right, so we ended there. We're going to start over here in my chain space. Okay, so I need to put a single crochet into the first 2 stitches, and then a half double crochet, and then I need 2 double crochets into this treble, into my chain space. I need a treble, chain 3, we need to slip stitch back into my treble, and then we need to do another treble all into that chain space. I think that's right. Let's keep going. Into my next stitch, we're putting 2 doubles. And then a half double, and the last 2 stitches get singles. I'm not like super happy with how this picot looks. haven't ever done a picot and then done a stitch right after, so that's interesting. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch, treble. Well, I don't know if that's exactly what it's supposed to look like, but we'll keep going. So we slip stitch into our chain space, and then we continue, we repeat the pattern going up the other way. And we need 2 doubles. 1, 2, and 1 treble. So that's what 2 leaves look like. Almost looks like bunny ears. Okay, I'm gonna keep going around all the leaves, and I will show you what it looks like when I'm done. Here we go, all done. And I'm going to slip stitch into my first single crochet to attach. So as you can see, it is right curly. But they do sort of form like the picture. So yay me. That's always good when something looks mostly like the picture. Okay, so let's do the back. Now I've done this a few times before, so I'm really going to only go over the attaching part, and then I will make the granny square. But yeah, attaching. So the points of attachment are sort of next to, or the single crochet right before the chain 3 space. So if we flip our flower over, here's my here's my chain 3 space where all the petals and everything is. This is the single crochet before it. Right here. So that's where I will be attaching. And I've got 4 attachment points. So I've got 1 there. And 1 on the far side of this petal. So 1 there. And then 1 on this side. And then back up here. Okay, so I'm going to keep my hook in that first single crochet, and I'm going to attach my yarn. And we start with a chain of 3. I can snug down my yarn to tighten it. And I'm going to try and work over my yellow tail to sort of secure it in. And we add 2 double crochets into that same stitch. And then we chain 3 and we find our next attachment point. So that was on the far side of these petals. So it's this one here. Oops, I needed to yarn over first. And we put 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, chain 3. This time we're just hopping over 1 petal, so yarn over, grab that single crochet, and put my 3 double crochets in there. Chain 3 again. This time we're hopping over 2 petals. And this is a little bit messier because that's where a lot of our other rounds sort of started or stopped. So make sure you're going into the right stitch there. 3 double crochets, chain 3, and then I attach to my starting chain 3. Maybe, there we go. Okay, so that is the start of my solid base, this back panel bit. So I am going to keep going. The instructions are in the booklet. It's just a very standard granny square pattern. I will come back and show you the square when I am done. And there it is, all finished. And I've sewn in the ends. I still need to block it, but that looks pretty cool, right? All right, day 16 done. See you tomorrow.